And we're live! Hooray!
We made it through another week.
We did it! I am injured. I fell down on ice.
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, I was too distracted by the things that we were We were catching up on the latest gossip in video games and VTuber stuff before we went live. But yeah, I fell down. It's my own fault. So I live with my parents. We have a decent side yard. My house is on like a hill, kind of. So to like give a retrospect, like my basement is only half underground with the way that it's built. So to get to the side door, because there was the other person's dog was on the road, and I was walking Buster, and I didn't want Buster to see the other dog because they're both puppies, and then it's like, well, now he's never gonna do business if they both see each other. So I took him to the backyard, and it's been very cold, kind of wet. Everything is frozen, even the grass is frozen. So when I went back up to get to the side door, I slipped and fell up the hill. My knee is incredibly bruised. I cut my hand. My ankle hurts. I'll be fine tomorrow, probably. But my knee is bruised really badly. It's like, it looks terrible. It's kind of black and blue. Ooh.
Yeah, that means you hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, it hurts when I bend it. And when I put pressure on it. It's, it's because it's your knee. And that's one of your main movie thingies. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm good.
Terrible design for legs to be designed to get injured. Mm-hmm. You need them so much.
I know, we need them to do everything. So it's kind of sucky wookie that they're so easy to injure. But anyway, I just wanted to clarify for anybody who comes from my ex timeline. I am hurty, but I am okay. I am not seriously injured that I can't do things. I'm just incredibly bruised. I felt bad because I almost fell on top of my dog. More than anything.
At least you didn't. Hey, at least you can rest easy knowing you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. I did not crush my dog. That was the important part because he is a Yorkie. He's so tiny. I would have felt so bad if I fell on him. But he probably would have jumped back from it. He probably wouldn't have even noticed. He's a fighter, that one. Anyway, speaking of fighting, let's segue into what we were playing. So last time, like this little small girl with white hair challenges to a fight, I think. And now we're going to battle to the death.
Mm-hmm. Are you stronger than a 5th grader? What you mean, smarter? No, stronger.
Anyway, so right, we had a choice if we were going to provide backup to the bow, or what would we do? I mean, I feel like we went out of the way to make the bow, so I feel like we should use the bow. But what do you guys think?
I think we should attack.
Yes, we should clearly attack.
It is the Shirou thing to do.
And that has not failed us so far, because like I was saying with Azure before we started the game, we are not in the 20% of the people who have visited the Tiger Dojo yet. So.
Mm-hmm. But we are part of the people who made it to the mana transfer scene.
Mm-hmm. Which is less people who have seen
we are way too overconfident right now.
Yeah.
The moment Saber goes flying, I fire at Berserker. This won't hurt him, but it should at least get his attention. The arrow hits Berserker squarely on the temple, but it doesn't even leave a scratch. I can't even get his attention. The giant does not block the arrow. He doesn't even seem to care.
Dang, it's a real David and Goliath situation going on here.
That's right, Berserker. Leave Shirou alone. You can do whatever you want with him after you kill Saber.
His laugh echoes through the forest. Damn! Can't do anything! Saber's about to collapse right in front of me, but I can't do anything! I'm powerless. No matter what I do, I can't hurt Berserker. I'm just distracting Saber. A slash. Saber sinks into the ground all the way to her ankles as she parries a massive blow. The parrying blade is swift but heavy. The axe sword strikes down from overhead. Brutally powerful weapon grazes Saber's armor as she dodges and tears up the earth itself. Ugh. Jaws clenched so hard my teeth could well shatter.
Sure, you may want to look at that.
Is there really nothing I can do? Can't protect Saber. I can't fight alongside her. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is... sword. Then at least imagine it. It's all you can really do.
It's a hint, Shirou. Take the hint.
Archer said something like that. You don't need an enemy. The only opponent you need to fight is your own mind. Yeah. What was he saying again? It wasn't one of his typical snide remarks. What he said had weight and importance to it, and I needed to understand.
Yes, that's it,
Again.
Shirou. You got the brain cells. You can do this.
Probably everything he told me was a warning I shouldn't ignore. Saber goes flying. This time it's not because she leaped away to evade. Berserker hit her this time. That hurricane slash strikes Saber in the side. She stumbles. Coughing violently, she grips her weapon tighter and turns back toward Berserker. The giant doesn't miss the opening Saber finally provides. No! The voice doesn't reach them. Shouting is useless, and trying to use the bow like Archer would be pointless. Don't I understand yet? What can I do?
What can you do?
What should these hands of mine be doing?
What can they hold?
Right. What do I need to save Saber?
What can your hands hold, Shirou?
My sins? My guilt? I can't use a bow. A spear won't pierce him. Having a weapon just like the enemy's is no solution either. To go up against that giant, a sword to cut through a mountain of stone.
You can do it.
An opulent sword, sharper than sharp, that will never dull. A king's sword, able to cut down enemies in a single blow.
I think he's getting it, guys.
Like that golden sword I saw in my dream. A sword fit for her. My head hurts. I try to fight down my nausea, but I never take my eyes off Saber. Strangely, the longer I watch Saber fall, the more this indescribable pain assaults me.
I believe, Shirou, you are figuring it out. Although this will probably backfire in some weird way, but you got this, I believe.
Saber and Berserker seem to be moving in slow motion. I see a row of switches line up. Saber coughs, and for a brief second she arches in pain. Berserker smashes his axe sword down toward her with all his might. It's as if there's a row of nails in need of hammering down. It's like he's knocking down dominoes. The switch flips.
Look at that static. What could go on?
Saber! Berserker's axe sword cuts Saber down. She's going to die. The strike splits Saber in half at the waist, and pieces of her flesh go flying. No, that's not what's happening. The only thing that's gone flying is pieces of armor. Berserker's only split Saber's armor. Saber left herself open to bait Berserker into a single huge swing, and with every ounce of strength she has, she rushes at him.
Roar.
A black roar rips through the air.
Wait, Shirou, you can see the color of its roars? I didn't know he could see color from sound.
There's something going on with the audio. Am I coming through okay?
You're a little quiet today. Hang on, I can just turn you up on my end. No.
It's because is the visual novels audio like acting all sound all staticky?
No, not on my end.
Okay. Yeah, it's doing it right now. It's like it's cutting in and out.
do you
But
want me
you
to
are coming through crystal clear.
Do you want me to try closing it out and sending it again?
Let me disconnect and I'll reconnect first.
We must try to fix technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's only the broadcast, the stream that you're saying to me that's the problem.
All right.
Not you.
So let me stop the stream at your end, and let me try again. Did that do anything?
It's okay. Right now, it's fine. We'll see if it stays fine.
All right.
But he can't escape now. Saber's right in front of him. She shifts her grip on her sword and darts in closer, then swings with all her might.
Wow.
I don't believe this. Saber attack hits home, and the giant who had seemed so immovable flies back several meters. And then... Get back, Saber! Then comes the true attack. Oh, no, that was Ren.
Get back, Saber! Ah, ha, 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 ha.
I just schooled you. You thought it was Shirou there for a second, huh?
That's how I'm hiding from Ilya. She must intend to release the attack from as close as possible. Tosaka jumps down from the branch above and throws her jewels at Berserker as she falls.
Nicht absteigen! I don't know! Jerk!
Shards of ice rain on Berserker. Among those shards are 3 giant, spear-shaped icicles, each packed with enough magical energy to blow an entire mansion to smithereens.
That's a very specific volume of explosions.
No, dodge it, Berserker!
Ilya, quiet until now, suddenly screams at her servant. She must have sensed the danger, but too late. The ice spears aren't falling. They're accelerating toward Berserker. He can't possibly dodge. A 1 in a million opportunity. Saber's desperate attack, perfectly coordinated with the ice bullet attacks. Has more than enough magical energy to kill Berserker.
Once.
However,
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The X-Sword slices through the air. Even as Saber drives him back, he switches to a single-handed grip on his X-Sword and shatters all 3 ice spears.
Well, we're fucked.
Blood splatters the clearing. Maybe it's his one-arm swing, but he fails to completely destroy the ice, and when it strikes, it severs one of Berserker's arms. That's not all. The ice freezes over Berserker's arm, completely restraining it. But it only got one arm.
What?
Saber cries out.
I'm sorry, I should make that sound more British. What? That more British sounding. I don't know what to do.
Channel Rin Penrose.
I'm trying. It's been a while since I caught one of her streams.
She mostly just yells at RT Game nowadays. It's a reasonable response. Berserker catches Tosaka with his good arm as she falls.
Oh no.
Well, that's not good.
I said we were fucked.
Tosaka's face twists in pain. Berserker will have no trouble crushing Tosaka with his hand. Tosaka! I run. I don't care if I drag them down. It doesn't matter if I can't do anything. I am not going to let Tosaka die! Rin! Oh. That was...
That's right, we're not on Rin's route. Only Saber will color Rin. Rin!
Saber must be too weak to stand, but somehow she gets to her feet. Tosaka must be in agonizing pain, but she stretches a hand out as she hangs her head downward. And then...
It's just as I thought.
she grins wickedly. Everyone gasps. Saber, me, even Berserker must have all frozen in our tracks.
Oh my god. She's gonna use her entire funds that she has left.
I'm gonna hit you with the power of my 401k. One person can only have so many tricks up their sleeve. She knew this might happen, and she hadn't even bothered to tell us. Berserker squeezes harder around her. He's a heartbeat too late.
Got you!
Four bullets of pure light straight toward Berserker. 4 bullets, 4 gems. 4 rapid shots at the most extreme close range. That has to be enough to end the Dark Mad Warrior.
Yeah.
Or rather, the attack perfectly, completely snuffs out his life.
Yeah! Completely!
We win!
Yay!
Right? It's over!
Yeah.
It must have blown Berserker's head clean off. The blood splatter even reaches me, 10 meters from where Berserker stands. There's kind of a lot more than blood in the mess, but I don't think she overdid it. Her opponent was a monster. Berserker would have crushed Tosaka if she hadn't blown his head off. I slow my frantic run. Tosaka's still in Berserker's grip, but the battle's
Rin,
over.
I think you should get out of there.
Berserker's face is still hidden in a plume of smoke.
Not like, really, you need to get out of there.
But from that singeing sound, it must have been a hell of an explode. No way. Oh.
No way!
I hear Tosaka's voice. She's looking at the smoke in disbelief. Hold on. Am I imagining things? Did Berserker's hand tighten on Tosaka? Tosaka's staring at the plume of smoke. It doesn't last long. Smoke starts to dissipate. And in the clearing air...
I just like how he just grows a head back.
Berserker's face. The face that should have been blown off his body appears! Tosaka cowers under that evil demon's gaze at a loss for words. Laughter fills the air. Ilya, who's remained at the far side of the clearing, laughs delightedly.
Even a new light, Rin? Didn't think you could have possibly killed Berserker even once. But too bad, Berserker won't disappear that easily. You see, he can't die unless he's killed 12 times.
Killed 12 times?
She must have figured something out from what Ilya just told her. Tosaka looks aghast, her face twisting in regret.
I get it. Should have figured out as soon as I learned his true name. Heracles should have the bow of Hydra, but his only weapon was a rock. His noble phantasm isn't an object he's carrying. The symbol of the hero Heracles is...
That's right. His body itself is his noble phantasm. You should know about Heracles' 12 labors. The Greek hero Heracles overcame 12 monumental tasks to atone for his sins, and his reward was immortality. You know exactly what that means, don't you?
Stockpile of lives. Layers of resurrection magecraft.
Yeah, that's why he can't die easily. He possesses the curse of immortality, given by the gods so that he can endure the same number of trials or deaths he once overcame. That's why Berserker's noble phantasm, God Hand. Understand? You killed Berserker there, but he still has 5 lives left. You were so close, Rip. Berserker would have disappeared if only you had used 5 times the jewels you just did.
I can't hear Ilya's voice clearly.
Is it because my mic is peaking?
From the corner of my eye, I see Saber charging Berserker.
Rin, run!
Saber dashes over. Tosaka tries to pry open Berserker's fingers, but they won't budge. And then...
It's okay, Berserker. Crush her.
The burning eyes glare at Tosaka. Tosaka screams. Berserker's enormous fingers dig into Tosaka, trying to rip out her insides. There's only one outcome. Tosaka's lifeless body being crushed to nothing.
I recommend a drink. Is it still snowing where I am? No, it didn't really snow yesterday. It kind of like... There was like this, like, how did you describe it? It wasn't like a full snow. It was just kind of like a... Like it was...
Flurry?
Yeah, like a flurry sort of thing. But there's still ice everywhere, so... It's not warm enough for the ice to go away to avoid me falling and hurting myself. But anyway, we're just about to watch Tosaka be killed.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's bad. Oh, hang on. I hear some heroic Shirou music.
I came here for Azur's voice acting. Oh my god. Only Azur's? I'm so jealous, Azur. My chat people love you more than me. Sad.
Why? I run. I forget who I'm up against. I even forget where I am. My mind is completely burned out. I will not allow it! Oh, no, never mind.
I will not allow it!
Saber cuts towards Berserker. Her invisible sword swings at Berserker's defenseless arm as if slicing through a radish. But it's no use. Saber's attack pings harmlessly off of Berserker's arm. His grip on Tosaka doesn't loosen. Just moving must be agony for Saber. She swings her sword desperately, blood trickling from her mouth.
British pain here.
What? Shirou!
She freezes the instant she sees me running at Berserker. Let go of her! You bastard! I slap mindlessly at his back with my bow. The giant is unfazed. He doesn't consider me a threat. Ugh! My fingers are getting numb. What the hell is he? If I'm the one going numb from hitting him!
Wrong, Shirou!
Huh? I look up when I hear Saber. In that instant, I go flying through the air like a leaf. Ow! Ah!
There, we could really use a Deus Ex Machina about now.
I hit the ground and tumble like a bit of stray garbage. Berserker smacks me away with that frozen sword. I tried to block the attack with my bow, but it shatters instantly, and I'm thrown so far away. Yeah! Ow! Writhe in pain. That breaking sound hadn't come from the bow.
Oh.
One of my arms is bent at the wrong angle, in the wrong spot.
Ah.
When I breathe in, my lungs hurt so bad I want to puke them up. I can't breathe properly with all the blood flooding my mouth.
Well.
It doesn't matter. Breathing will just make me pass out. Better that I not breathe. I wake up. Right now I need to get to him. Him! I run. It's my turn. I'm going to break his arm and save Tosaka.
That's lovely, Shirou. I believe you. Guys, I don't think he's gonna make it.
He must have eyes in the back of his head. He swings his sword casually like he's batting aside a fly. I can dodge it. I won't let an arm that's completely frozen hit me so easily. Oh. Damn! My body's sinking! He must have break my leg! Damn him! He didn't even touch my leg, but he somehow managed to break it anyway!
Ridiculous! That is enough, Saber Master!
I can't do that. I've still got 2 more limbs! I can't let Tosaka die! What do I need to do to save her? A weapon. A blade would be best. At my feet, broken pieces of the bow. Above me, Berserker's sword swinging right at me. There's no time to think. I let the magical energy flow through me. The strengthening succeeds easily, but down comes Berserker's sword. The fragments are finally pulverized. I meant to dodge, but instead my body slams to the ground. Clearly, there was no point in strengthening broken shards. I'll have to do this from scratch. It shouldn't be possible. Anyone can imitate as long as they have an example to follow. I just need to duplicate the foundation, structure, work, experience, time, and... The giant turns around. It must have decided to kill the little nuisance before finishing Tosaka off. I push up from the ground and glare at the giant. There's no fear, I'm too burned out for fear. But behind me... I see someone prepared to disappear. I see someone determined to use the sacred sword. Probably don't use it.
We can't have you disappear just yet. We need
Yeah,
you to survive.
I think it's my turn to use the sacred sword.
No, I want to do it first.
Wind peels back from the blade. The golden sword begins to reveal itself in Saber's hand. I told her not to use it! The sword I told her never to use, no matter what! Snap. The last thread that had been holding me together finally gives. Don't use it, Saber! My left hand burns. The command spell stroke disappears.
Why? We have no other choice, Shirou!
I don't care. To hell with that! All I know is that if she uses it, she'll disappear. You're already on your last legs just from unleashing your sword. You can't use it right now. So just hold on. You can't use your sword. I'll make one you can use! At least imagine it. If you can't possibly beat the opponent in reality, then beat them in your imagination.
Shirou, please stop asking me to come back for this one line. It's getting repetitive.
Jesus Christ. It's like herding cats with these people.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't win yourself, imagine something that can win. So obvious. It's the only thing I can do. I have to make it. I have to make something that won't lose. I have to imagine the strongest weapon. I have to imagine the ultimate imitation. It has to fool everyone, even me. Shouldn't be that hard.
I'm gonna forge a fake Excalibur. It's fine, guys. It shouldn't be that hard. This is where malarkey happened.
It's not something impossible. Since the beginning, my body has been a specialized magic circuit for this purpose alone.
Oh no, he found it out. He found out what Daddy was trying to keep a secret from him.
I leap up. My entire body burns like it's on fire. My left hand is crimson.
Hooray, I got an achievable that we projected Saber's sword to fight Berserker.
Oh, wait, don't, like, spoil it.
What? That sword is mine?
Saber's voice rings with shocked disbelief. She's staring at the weapon in my hands, at the thing that shouldn't exist. Oh. The sword seems to have a will of its own. Whoa! Golden blade moves as if it's being drawn to the giant's arm. It slashes at him, tearing through the arm.
Hi, I'm the sword. I'm here to take care of everything. Don't worry. That's cool, man.
My name's Excalibur. You can call me Callie for short. Tosaka falls to the ground along with the arm that had been holding her. The golden sword shatters as if it had been made of glass. My blood begins to flow backward. That can't be good.
I don't think blood's supposed to do that, Shirou.
It doesn't matter. The sword broke. That's impossible. If I imitated that sword, it shouldn't have shattered like that. It shattered because it wasn't sufficient. My image of the sword wasn't enough. Berserker's furious gaze turns toward me. His massive sword swings up at me. This time, he's determined to cut me in half. Doesn't matter. Berserker, you're not my enemy right now. I'm only fighting against one person right now. The last one wasn't perfect.
Thank you for the lurk. Costly ghost. Wow, so costly.
The image of it was flawed, so the sword that should have been invincible broke. If I'm to duplicate things, I need to work on not just their strength, but also their maker.
Well, I mean, that's gonna probably be impossible, says Callie the sword. I was made by a bunch of fays in the middle of the earth, so...
I hear the others holding their breath. In front of me, I see the axe sword rushing toward me like an oncoming storm, and a half-formed sword ready to block it. In desperation, I try to use the sword to block the incoming blade. But that doesn't matter to me. Right now, I need to finish this blade to make it real. Another mistake. You're not fit for fighting, Shirou Emiya. Your battle is supposed to be a mental one. A fight against your own self. You don't have to remind me. What I need to do is simple. Projection. Start! I concentrate. I'm challenging my own self. There can be neither deviation nor compromise. Determining creation ideology, anticipating base essence, duplicating material structure, replicating the forger's skill, resonating with the possessor's experience, imitating the uncountable years, and surpassing every manufacturing process.
Aha.
That is a load of bullshit.
Oh my god! He has two glowing ones.
Illusion shall bind with reality to forge a sword.
So sword. Garg.
The giant roars. Isn't the arm still broken?
What?
Doesn't Shirou have a broken arm
Yeah.
and leg?
Yeah.
Her sword deflects the countless gusts assailing me from the enemy's furious attacks.
Oh no.
But that's about it. I'm knocked away from him. The moment I come to, the sword leaves everything to me. Callie out.
Ah,
Attacks
it's
that
me,
blocks me
Callie. I'm
easily a
about to
moment
take
ago.
off and go on a vacation. Shirou, you got this, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're just a complete fucking stranger. This is weird for me. I'm out. The attacks I blocked so easily a moment ago now toss me around effortlessly. I can't feel my arms. The skin of my wrists is blistered and red. I'm surprised I can even keep my grip on the sword.
Oh, by the way, I thought I'd mention, since your vision is going like staticky, I think you should probably get that looked at. All right, I'm leaving for real now. Peace.
Ugh. My legs do not work. I can only imagine every muscle shredded to ribbons. I can't get up. I made a sword that surpasses Berserker, but that's all. I'm just the one who made it. I can't wield the sword I worked so hard to make. So give it to Saber. A shadow looms over me. He must know who he has to kill first now. I rush away, and Berserker rushes after me. Like a gust of wind, his enormous sword swings toward me. But it's deflected. Eh? In complete disbelief, I realize another hand closed around my own. The air splits around me. The giant attacks with all his might, trying to destroy everything around him. But right before that happens...
Shirou, your hand!
She's so close. I could hear her voice over the din. If Berserker is a stormfront coming to attack me, Saber is a gale rushing to my side. Saber sprints over to me and twists around, gripping me firmly.
It's alright, Shirou. I will swing you with the sword. Wait, what?
Wait, what? You created the blade. Now I will wield you as the hilt. The rock sword shatters. The golden flash explodes through the giant's axe sword and continues ahead, slicing through Berserker's rock-like body without slowing. That's new. Maybe I copied the form so well that I copied some of its abilities too.
Hi, it's me. I'm Callie. I'm back. Whoa. Hey, is that my chosen wielder? What's up, bae? How's it going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that Merlin turned you into a dude at one point. What's up with that? Golden sword lodges deep in Berserker's body and glows so brilliantly that light pours from the giant's body. And then in an instant, the light fades and the forest falls silent. All the strength flees my limbs. The heat that had been surging through me rapidly cools. The sword I made begins to disappear. I watch it vacantly. Saber and I remain together, holding the sword in our hands until it's completely disappeared.
Why the Dargo Baki here? Well, we were beating up a Heracles, so... Well, more like Heracles was, like, using us as a ragdoll, but we came through in the end.
Wind sweeps through the clearing. The earth-shaking howl and the blade that had changed up the very air are gone.
What?
Who's that?
Who?
Oh, maybe it's Heracles.
Oh.
I'm not used to this.
I'm so confused. We haven't gotten a Heracles that can speak yet, canonically, in the Fate series.
I mean, or maybe we have. Maybe this is it.
Yeah.
Previously invincible giant, now immobile, looks to the knight who defeated him and speaks in a low, rumbling voice. Yeah, so it is Heracles.
This is Calburn, the sword and the stone meant to select the king. It is my blade, and it was lost forever. Ha! You thought it was Excalibur, but it was me, Cadburn, the entire time. That's why I told you to call me Callie. Ha! Joke's on you.
It's like, yeah, I wasn't actually lost forever. I've just been hanging out with your younger self in space.
However... Guys, Heracles is talking to us. It's weird.
For some reason, he's speaking Japanese. Like, it doesn't... Like, it feels like pointless to turn his lines off since he's most likely dead now. Saber nods quietly.
And yet what?
Berserker's chest opens up.
Oh.
He begins to dissolve. His body begins to crumble like wet sand, beginning where the sword pierced him and rapidly expanding outward.
Wow, we only needed to kill him 5 more times, and we killed him 7 more times with Caliburn. What the fuck? Who would have ever have thought that that sword that specifically targeted penises would would do that? If you guys don't know the joke, in FGO, there was a...
It took me a minute to remember, and I remember now.
Yeah, there was a mistake that happened with Caliburn originally, in FGO. It wasn't supposed to do that.
A coding mistake.
Yeah, but Caliburn specifically targeted the crotches of all of the characters when it targeted them. This mistake was apparently so funny that they decided to make it canon, and then they coded it so that it did it all the time. They were like, yeah, let's do it.
Dying words were spoken without emotion.
And like, not just coded it all the time. There was like also like a canon thing with Blackbeard, and specifically,
yes,
where he mentions is like,
it.
Why does it always go to my crotch?
The Mad Warrior keeps to his role until his very end, and fades away in a dispersing haze into the misty morning air.
Bye, Berserker. Nah, he's not so bad when he knows what he's doing. Oh.
Dizziness rocks me where I stand.
And there was no negative repercussion.
No, I feel them coming on. There they are. There are the repercussions. They're knocking at the door. I have to answer it. This is probably the price for such excessive use of magecraft. The blood that rages through me is putting pressure on my brain, sending far too much oxygen out to the rest of my body.
Sure, I don't think that's how the body's supposed to work.
I mean, it is possible to die from too much oxygen. My head feels like it could split open. The enemy has disappeared, and whatever was numbing the pain earlier has faded.
That's called,
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, yeah, that one.
Oh, right. My arm and my leg are both broken. I forgot about that. As if to make me pay the accumulated toll of this incredible battle, the dizziness and headache crashed into me like twin meteors.
Meteor! Shirou!
I'm okay. I'm about to collapse, but Saber supports me.
Do you need me to try and carry you? Yes.
Yes. Actually, no. I need a stretcher, and I need a collar to stabilize my neck. Saber shouldn't have the energy for that either at this point. No, I'm fine. I have a few broken bones, but nothing fatal. I've got that healing thing, and it's already kicking in, so I'll be fine.
That's nonsense. You use projection magic to the extreme. You must be rest right now.
But there's someone I have to talk to first.
Please feel.
Saber stands ready. Ilya stares at her where Berserker had been standing, her eyes hollow.
Good. I do not know that there's a reason for her to remain here. She has spared us the need to pursue her. She shall die, Grace.
No, Saber! Don't hurt Ilya! Without Berserker, she's... I stop Saber with the last remaining strength I have. Ilya doesn't even seem to notice we're here. She just stares at the ground.
How could you kill my surrogate father? Figure, anyway. No way! Did you die? Berserker?
She sounds like an abandoned child. Ilya. Ilya lifts her head absent-mindedly. It happened suddenly. Ilya collapses like a puppet with its strings cut. Oh! I don't know what happened. I just stare at Ilya where she lies. It almost the same moment Oh no, that was you. At almost the same moment Tosaka raises her hand. She's freed now the Berserker's arm disappeared. I must have loosened up the moment I learned Tosaka was safe.
Oh my god, I'm under so much pain. Oh, hey, Shirou.
My ribs are just dust right now. My vision blurs, and I can feel my body trying to pass out. I can't show that kind of weakness.
Nah, I think you deserve passing out, Shirou.
We may have defeated Berserker, but we're still in the forest. Weary as we are, we have to force ourselves to get out of the forest. I look up at the sky as it begins to lighten. The town is a long way away. All my allies are wounded, and every single inch of me hurts. And yet morning has come. We survived a night I was prepared not to. After defeating our greatest enemy, we leave the winter forest.
Yay! We did it! Woo!
Somehow we are still not dead.
How have we not visited
King's
the
Memories
dojo yet?
Silly Saber, okay.
Yeah. Whee! February 12th. Fate.
We're getting
12.
close to like the real life date.
Yeah. Interval level 4. Hooray!
The sky was still pale gray. Was it dawn or dusk? It's hard to tell. The vast sky overhead and a wide field stretching out on all sides. The sky seemed close enough to touch. Clouds, low enough to grab hold of. This was one of the battlefields she fought on. But there was no longer any cavalry in her service. The sprawling golden meadow was gone. Instead, unfolding under the dull sky. Guys, it's okay, this is just what Britain looks like. Was the remnant of a battlefield. No emotion. She must have seen this kind of thing almost daily.
Isn't it crazy that this scene is just going to get more and more detailed as the series goes on?
The weapons are going to get more and more insane.
Mm.
Her desolate heart was empty. As she leaned against the golden sword, she exhaled deeply and let her shoulders relax. The battle must have ended. After glancing over the bodies of the defeated soldiers, she returned to her camp. Those were the battles she experienced. Cold, calm demeanor remained unchanged. No matter the predicament she's been in, she remained just like the woman I've always known. And then I see the dream of a king. The moment she drew the sword, she stopped being human. She took over for her father as a feudal lord and became a king with many knights. She was known as King Arthur and Artoria. The life of the girl who once aspired to be a knight changed so radically. She acted like she was the king's son. The ruler of the territories and knights had to be male. Only her father and the mage knew the king was female. She covered herself in iron and hid that truth for the rest of her life.
Okay, so Gabe, are you just going to contradict that earlier you were saying that it didn't matter if she was a girl? I'm sorry, I'm just still a little annoyed by that from earlier. About how it was very important, no, she had to be a dude.
There were those who had their suspicions. But the King of Knights who wielded the sacred sword knew neither injury nor age. Excalibur was blessed with the protection of the fairies, making its possessor immortal. As such, nobody questioned her tiny frame, which was too small for a knight, or her face, which may have appeared girlish. Instead, She was hailed as a truly beautiful king. And in fact, the king was invincible. Neither size nor appearance mattered. Those who lived in fear of the savage invaders desired a strong king, and the valiant knights would follow only a truly superior leader. The king satisfied each of these conditions. And so nobody questioned the king's identity. It did not matter if the king was a child or a woman. All that mattered was that the king protected the nation.
Gabe, stop contradicting yourself!
The new king was fair and selfless and always stood on the front line, fighting and defeating the nation's enemies on the battlefield. Many enemies and citizens died, but the king was always just, and she played her role as king better than anyone else. There was no room to suspect otherwise, and many such suspicions would be pointless while the king was right in any case. She knew no defeat on the battlefield. Her army reformed the lost cavalry, then charged across the battlefield, defeating foreign infantry and smashing through their defenses. Did she always stand on the front lines because her nation was behind her? Before she headed out to battle, she had to cast aside so many citizens. Once she was on the battlefield, she had to cut down all of her enemies. As her battles were fought in defense of her nation, it was common to wring villages dry to support the army. In that sense, no knight killed as many as she did. I can't tell if she ever really felt that burden. It's not something I can really know from a dream. But I do know she didn't have a moment's doubt or hesitation on the battlefield. Grief never touched her thoughts when she sat on the throne. A king is not human. Human emotions would make it impossible to protect people. She kept to her oath, never wavering. She addressed the issues facing her nation, and she worked on matters of political concern. She ruled without wavering, and she punished the deserving without error. And after winning so many battles, unifying so many clans, and punishing hundreds of criminals, King Arthur doesn't have a human heart. One of the knights in her entourage murmured this. Everyone must have felt the same way. The more perfectly she carried herself as a king, the more everyone questioned their monarch. There's no way someone devoid of human emotion can rule humans. Several reputable knights left the White Castle of Camelot, but the king accepted this as inevitable, and incorporated it into her rule. And so the fair king, once admired by her knights, began to isolate herself. Such trivialities were of no concern to the king. Even if she was deserted, feared, or betrayed, her heart would remain unchanged.
Or is that what she told herself?
It couldn't be helped. The moment she took that sword, she abandoned her emotions.
Is that what she told herself?
And then her final battle began. The battle at Bandon Hill ended in a complete victory, and that inescapable conclusion led to the savage clans finally offering peace. And so the nation that had been holding its breath waiting to be destroyed knew a moment of peace. The age of warfare where nation leaned on a singular hero came to an end. Britain was finally going to become the nation she'd always dreamed of. The scene starts to fade away. I realize the dream is ending, and I'm about to wake up. I can feel myself drifting closer to wakefulness. But before that happens, something really pisses me off. She's stupid.
Shirou. We all share the same brain cell. So if you're calling me stupid, you're calling yourself stupid.
Saber's like, I don't want to hear that from you! I didn't say anything. I heard it! Oh, she's strong and a gifted fighter. But there's a difference between being good at fighting and being cut out for it. The people around her pissed me off, too. That Tristan guy especially, there's something shifty about him. If she didn't notice it, someone else around her should have told her. Or she should go on making the same mistake forever. Seriously. How the hell did she have so many people around her and no one told her the truth?
Because we were too busy simping over her.
I wonder if this is what Gilgamesh and Iskander were calling her out for during the meeting of Three Kings in Fate Zero.
I'm pretty sure this is what they were calling her out for. The fact that she mistook what being a king was really about. And that she does have to put some of her own self into it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead she ruled like the way she believed other people wanted her to rule, and I think that was inevitably the problem.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Because Gilgamesh and Iskander, for example, they ruled the way they wanted to rule. And they were revered for... And while it won't work out for everybody... They died
without regrets, basically.
Yeah, basically. They didn't live with any regrets for what they did. But however, Saber lived with nothing but regrets. Because she... Even though she didn't realize what her regret was about, she thought her regret really was the fact that no matter what, that her kingdom was destroyed, and that she thought she wasn't fit to be a leader of it. But, that's just the fate of kingdoms. Eventually everything disappears to dust, and so on and so on. So there's really nothing that she could have done about it either way. And but she believed that someone was more suitable for the job. But the real problem was the fact that A, she didn't really want to be the king, and B, she didn't do anything for herself. And that's really what the regret is.
I wake up. We escaped Ilia's forest and returned home yesterday afternoon. Tosaka went back to her room, complaining her stomach hurt, and my headache wasn't getting any better, so we all decided to just go to sleep.
My tummy hurt.
It's because of the broken ribs.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been the extra weight I was lugging around. As soon as I got into bed, I couldn't get back up. Saber was the only one who seemed fine, and Tosak and I left her to guard the house while I slept. We slept, and then... So I slept for half a day. At least my headache's gone. I'm relieved. The whole thing with Berserker... The headache I got after copying Saber's sword was unreal. If it had kept up... So now we're just, screwing up the capitalization of words. That's a new one.
Oh, boy.
My head might as well have split down the middle. Then I notice. Huh? Saber is sitting on the floor right next to my head. Saber, why are you glaring down at me like that first thing in the morning? Did something happen while I was asleep?
No, I simply had a dream.
Huh?
No, it's nothing. Let us grab breakfast. It's time to wake up.
Saber gets up and heads silently out of my room.
Guys, don't worry. She's not dreaming what she's dreaming. She's dreaming what he's dreaming. It's okay. It's good to understand. Servant relationships is weird. So, from my understand, so the dreamy thinking goes two ways. And basically, while Shirou is seeing Saber's dream, Saber is seeing Shirou's dreams. So, I don't know what she saw last night that made her so concerned.
Man.
But it must have been something fucky-wucky.
Maybe it was a certain scene involving him and Tosaka and them doing something from behind. Because if you're right, Saber must have seen that. What was that about? I don't know why Saber's acting strange. I'm really not sure, but She was sitting by my bedside the whole time. Was she nursing me back to health? The moment I have that thought, the scene from last night comes back to me.
Oh, that's right, I lost my virginity.
What the hell am I thinking? I shake my head to rid myself of those impure thoughts. I am still a good, pure, virgin boy. There was no penetration. That night, my contact with Saber was entirely about my duty as a master. Imagine having that line in the original version where it wasn't censored. If I don't rationalize it like that, I'll never be able to look at Saber again. Calm thoughts. Calm thoughts. We acted normal when we were coming home yesterday. That's all I need to do.
Stay down, little Shirou. Stay down.
No, I was actually just tired yesterday, but I still need to act normal. Besides, Saber wouldn't like me acting like this. Okay. I just need to calm down and make breakfast. I take a deep breath and get changed. It's 9 in the morning. Saber hasn't eaten since lunch yesterday, so she must be hungry. But in any other day, she would be pouting.
Mm-hmm.
9 is so late, it's practically not even morning anymore.
Shut up, Shirou! We get it that you wake up early! I mean, I also have to wake up early because of work, but I don't like the fact that I have to eat lunch at 10:45.
I always try to get up by at least 8 o'clock on weekends, because if I stay until bed until 9 o'clock, I just hate myself afterwards.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't sleep till 9, but like, I feel like getting up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning is a more normal time, so I don't know what the freak he's talking about 9 is too late for morning. Mr. I'll get up at like 6 or something. Yeah.
Are you talking to Shirou or are you talking to me?
Oh, Shirou.
Because I also got up at 6.
Talking to Shirou, this little boy, being a fucker, saying 9 is too late. Morning doesn't end until noon, Shirou.
Not according to McDonald's.
Fuck McDonald's.
As hungry as Saber must be, I should probably make a hearty breakfast.
Shirou, is it just you and I this morning? Do we not need to wake Rin up?
Nah, everyone's still asleep. Considering what happened yesterday, it's probably best to let them sleep. I'll leave their food out and they can eat whenever they like.
I see. But I would appreciate it if you prepared the meal quickly. It is much later than usual.
Yeah, I know! Sorry for sleeping in.
Feed me!
I'm so hungry! I feel better now, so let's head to the dojo once we finish eating.
The dojo? Do you intend to continue your training with me?
Why not? It's our daily routine. What's wrong, Saber? Did I say something weird?
Oh, no, I just assumed that we would no longer be training. With Berserker defeated, I thought there would be no further reason for you to continue training as we had been.
I see. You know, you may be right. The common enemy we all share in Berserker is gone now. We teamed up to take on an enemy far stronger than us, and that's also why I trained so furiously in such a short period of time. But I'd like to keep training. I'm still an untrained mage, and I get to see the real you when you wield a sword. That makes it easier for me to talk to you, too. Well, I say easy, but what I mean is that I kind of enjoy it.
I like the woman beating me up. I think I have a problem. Oh, so I reveal my true self when I'm in the dojo.
Yes, you scream at me a lot. You sure do, and you do not hold back. I prefer it that way. Besides, I think you get to loosen up as well. Anyway, our routine has been us sparring in the mornings. Don't take the few pleasures I have. I take the ground beef and pork, green onions, mushrooms, onions, and eggs out of the refrigerator and head to the kitchen. All we need is panko, sake, and cooking oil.
Well, then, I have no objections.
Huh? Saber mumbles quietly to herself in the living room while I work. I can't quite hear what she's saying from the kitchen. Smack, smack, pound, pound. I mixed onions, panko, sake, egg, salt, and 400 grams of ground beef and pork and knead it all together. Decided to be bold today, so I'm making stewed Japanese-style hamburg steak for breakfast.
Hamburger steaky.
Rin, are you awake?
You don't call Rin. I call Rin.
I'm sorry, I'm just so used.
Rin, are you awake?
Tosaka? Saber's voice drifts out from the living room. I glance over my shoulder as I cook.
Morning. Hey, I'm gonna pour myself a cup of milk, Shirou.
Tosaka comes in looking grumpy and grabs a carton of milk from the fridge. Aspirin's in the top cabinet.
Slept too much. My head hurts. Hey, what's this? You're really going all out this morning, aren't you?
Where'd that grumpy face she'd been making a second ago go? Her eyes are practically sparkling now.
Oh, that looks good. And Hiro was starting to get hungry. This is perfect.
Is that so? Well, she's the one who gets to enjoy herself here, not me. Reminds me of what my old man used to say. Someone gains, someone else loses.
This is what I said to make my son making me dinner every morning. I say dinner because I don't sleep.
I thought this before, but you've got a keen eye.
I think that was my line.
Okay.
I've thought this before, but you've got a keen eye.
I'm just a discerning sort. Looking forward to this breakfast you're making, though.
She waves as she heads back to the living room. With a glass of milk in one hand, Tosaka plops down at the table. Seriously. I don't know where she gets off acting like the king of the castle here in my house.
Yeah, if anyone's the king of the castle, it's me. You are certainly lazy today, Rin.
Yeah, way to go, Saber. She's saying everything I wish I could. However, Tosaka dismisses Saber's criticism nonchalantly by just agreeing with her.
Of course I'm lazy now. With Berserker gone, now we just need to deal with Caster, Lancer, and Assassin. They're nothing compared to Berserker. Should be a cakewalk for Saber. You do not know that. Defeating Lancer and Assassin may not be as straightforward as you think. Look, Archer's gone, so I'm counting you guys as winning as my win. So...
Wait, you're not expecting us to split the reward with you, are you?
No, I just wanted to win. I don't care about any of the prize money.
I think Rin's like, what do you mean? I wouldn't split the reward with you guys.
We have yet to meet Caster. Don't be so humble. No ordinary hero experienced any match for King Arthur. We've solved your magical energy problem, so there's no servant who could beat you now.
Saber narrows her eyes at Tosaka. I have the same reaction. We shouldn't let what Tosaka said there just go by. Tosaka, do you know who Saber is?
I had a hunch, but yesterday confirmed my suspicions. Only one hero can wield a sacred sword like that. I mean, I was a little surprised to learn the legendary King Arthur was a girl, but I can't really argue when that she's sitting right in front of me. Besides, legends are rewritten all the time, right? I don't know if Saber was the one who hit it or if the people around her did, but I guess there was a problem with having a girl be king in medieval times. So I don't blame them for saying she was a man.
Osaka's tone remains the same. Saber at least doesn't seem to mind. If anything, she seems to agree with Tosaka. She certainly doesn't seem about to argue.
Merlin was a prick.
She's basically acknowledged the fact. The hero with a connection to the sword is selected to be the saber servant. Based on that alone, she would absolutely make for the best saber. The heroic symbol of Britain. The wielder of a sacred sword so famous, she's even known in this faraway land. But then what of it? The legend of King Arthur ends with the king's death. Even heroes are still human. Their stories usually end in death, but no hero dies a proper death. King Arthur was no exception. If I remember correctly, King Arthur died in a battle. At the Great Battle of Camlan. After unifying Britain and supposedly having no more foreign enemies to defeat, King Arthur was drawn into conflict with an unexpected enemy in the end. It was the treachery of her own army, the knights she vowed to protect and fought alongside for so long. That led to King Arthur's death.
Fuck you, Dad! And that's how that ended.
King Arthur defeated the army's leader, but took a fatal wound in the battle.
Fuck you,
So
Dad.
I have no son. And so entrusted her only surviving knight, Bedivere, with the task of returning the sacred sword to where it belonged.
Travel across this bloody battlefield and over the hill. You'll find a deep lake. Throw the sword into that lake.
But Bedivere did not fulfill that final duty. Fearing the implications of losing the sword, Bedivere falsely reported not once but twice that he had thrown it into the lake. Each time, King Arthur was once more ordered Bedivere to throw the sword away. Finally, on his third attempt, Bedivere was able to fulfill his king's wishes.
Guys, remember this. This is gonna be a thing for a different alternate take in the future in another game.
It is said that King Arthur died after making certain the sword had been returned. Wouldn't it be crazy if Bedivere looked exactly like King Arthur?
So, Shirou, what do you plan to do now?
Huh? Tosaka suddenly turns to glare at me. What do you mean, plan to do?
I'm talking about that dangerous girl sleeping in that Japanese-style room right now. I told you to leave her alone, but you insisted on carrying her over here.
I also have something to say on the subject. Though she has lost Berserker, Iliasville remains dangerous, Master. I question your decision to shelter her.
I mean, if she's anything like her father...
Yeah, you should just leave her with Kirei.
Ugh. The two glare at me as one. That's right. The moment Berserker disappeared, Ilia fainted. She showed no sign of waking up, and I couldn't just leave her, so I brought her back home. I literally took her home with me. Of course, Tosaka and Saber objected, so I carried her myself.
Guys, but I want to take her home with me.
It's much more creepy when a guy says that, Shirou. A master who loses their servant either flees before another master kills them or is protected by the church. Tosaka says we should let Kotomine take care of her, but I don't think that priest would take very good care of Ilia, so I'm having her stay in one of our spare rooms.
I don't know.
Just something about I don't think he would be good with children.
I don't know why, but I just feel that for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
Shirou, your actions here are commendable, but it's dangerous to get involved with Iliasville. It is not too late. We may either send her to a church or seize her command spells.
Saber's serious. Changing her mind won't be easy. Do you have a problem? We couldn't just leave her alone. Ilia's just a kid, and she wasn't herself. I feel bad leaving her with Kotomine.
You feel bad? How can you say that with a straight face after everything she did to us?
I agree. You have too much empathy for Iliasville. She tried to kill you many times.
I mean, come on, you guys know me. I'm an idiot. I kind of deserve it. The two are more united than ever. but I need to stand my ground. Ilya was our enemy, but she had never had any malice for us. That's not true. As long as she has a good influence, she won't do any more harm. And I said this at the start. I'm not fighting to kill masters. I'm fighting to end the battle.
I'm gonna collect all the masters and I'm gonna put them in each room in this house. And they're gonna be well taken care of.
And when we're all done, we're gonna have a big dinner. We're gonna have a big party in here, and it's gonna be awesome. We're all gonna be friends. And Sakura is gonna be there.
I wonder what happened to her.
Yeah.
I knew that, but...
Saber's tone softened, though she clearly is not convinced. Saber, you know information about this girl. Maybe share it with Shirou.
I don't think they need to know.
I mean, to be fair, that information probably did not exist in the author's mind at this point, but...
Oh yeah? So you're gonna forgive Iliasville for everything she's done? Let me tell you something. She attacked other masters, and you don't know how many masters she might have killed. You're gonna save her, even so?
I mean, what's the worst she did? Kill Shinji? Well, yeah. Ilya admitted she killed Shinji after I let him go. Shinji used Ryder to try to kill everyone at school. If that's what he did as a master, I suppose his death was inevitable. But Shinji of mine was a friend of mine for years, and thinking of Sakura, I can't just write off what Ilya did. Look, Sakura would never forgive me if I let her brother's death go unchallenged. But that means there's no chance at closure. Even if Ilya is no longer a master, as long as she can reflect and feel remorse, I think we should save her.
Okay, you might be right. But I, for one, won't ever forgive her what she did to Archer. She killed my Archer!
We're at an impasse here.
I feel we are at an impasse. Thank you, Patrick.
It appears we have reached an Alicia X Death has been going through those episodes, has been going through SpongeBob recently because apparently she's never watched it. And it is amazing how well that show holds up.
Yeah.
It is still just as funny. We all freeze staring at each other. But then...
Oh, come on! All servants disappear at the end anyway, so if you're worried about that, you fail as a master, Rin.
The very girl under discussion appears.
Iliasville.
Hold it, I have no business with you two. I'm not interested in fighting, so don't get angry at me. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for you two, just as fellow ladies. You're older than me, but you're sorely lacking in manners.
You know that's not true.
Shh, they don't need to know.
Ilya shrugs, looking disgusted.
This is where I get to use my appearance as an advantage.
Although I have to wonder, do you think that he was just writing everything as he went along? Like he didn't decide on things until...
I think there was definitely a point where she was actually a genuine child. I mean, I'm going back to Fate Prototype. Isn't her prototype counterpart
her counterpart is the main character's older sister, but she was like killed or something during
it's
the first
like
war.
she's yeah,
and she was like reanimated or something. So
is Ilya like is she actually like just like is she like Saber in that like she just simply has not aged?
I believe, yeah, from what it is the command spells. So supposedly I think she was supposed to age to be around the same physical appearance as what her mother was, but because of they transplanted all of the circuits into her so early, it stopped her aging, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But I believe she was supposed to be able to like because most of the homunculus just come out looking the age that they're going to be for the rest of their life, which is usually 2 or 3 years, I think.
Like Iris feel.
Yeah. 2 to 5 years. I think Iris I think she was designed to last a little longer, but that's because, you know, they needed her. She's the Grail. Sorry, guys, I'm spoiling everything right now for how the Grail works.
Hang on.
Yeah. But you're cutting out. Hang on. Let me disconnect and reconnect real quick from Skype. Oh, it's me. Let me reconnect. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, that's better.
Because for some reason everything went into the red all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was the same on my end.
Everything is reconnected. Alright, so yeah, sorry guys for spoiling shit. But Iris Field...
We're not going to go into that route anyway, where it'll get revealed, so...
Yeah, so Iris Field, yeah, so the weird thing is that Ilya is she's technically not a homunculus. She's more on the line of a designer child. Like basically, the rest of it, because she was born naturally.
She was actually born.
Yeah, she was actually
but she was born from a homunculus.
She was born from a homunculus, so technically Ilya is a designer child, not a pure homunculus. So Ilya is technically more like Mosh, in the sense that she's a born person, but all of the genes were picked for her. Well, I guess Ilias is technically half of the genes weren't picked for her, but that's the story dyer there. It was basic, but
look, if pure breeding dogs has taught me anything, you want some mutt in there.
Yeah. But for the example, Ilias Field was only able to be born because, like, basically the Einsburn family looked at it and said, you know what? We have nothing to lose just to try it out. There's nothing to lose to try and see it, because they're like, because with this means we get to pull some new genes in here, and this will probably be our most crazy experiment ever, and she'll be more human, and then that'll be like, this will be our last shot. We're not gonna do it after this. We're gonna give up after this. We're gonna stop making homunculi if this time it doesn't work, because we'll be like, well, we tried everything at this point.
Question.
Yeah.
So we know her grandfather from Fate Zero. Is he human?
No, he's also homunculus.
Is the entire Einsburn line just a bunch of homunculuses now?
They're all homunculi. They're based off of two people from the original Einsburns. Right.
Obviously, just like whatever her name was with the J, right?
Yeah,
something to do with justice.
I think it's Justice, but I need to take a look real quick. But there's like, I'm pretty sure, yeah. The head of the family, their grandfather is Jubis. I can't pronounce his name.
Fucking German.
Yes, it's. But yeah, let's see. He's an artificial intelligence made to control the Einsburn family. But yeah, even he is technically a
homunculus.
He's a homunculus. He was created by accident. But yeah, Justice, that's the Justice Lizrick von Einsburn. She is the original. No, she's still a homunculus. I don't know who she was. I don't know. I think she was. It's very. So we don't really know where the homunculus line began. We know there was an original somewhere, but Justice, I believe, was the first homunculus Justice was created around 900 years ago after the production of homunculi to replicate the magician of the third magic. So I guess they're all... So whoever the magician of third magic is, whose gender is unknown, and they existed in the Age of Gods. I guess all of the Einspurns are supposed to be clones of this person. Sorry, I'm looking it up, and like we know that there's a... Alright, the third magic. What is this exactly? Alright, third magic allows the materialization of the soul. It allows the practitioner to obtain immortality and acquire the unlimited source of magical energy due to the soul becoming analogous to the perpetual motion machine. So... It's welcome to It's Complicated! But anyway, all that you need to do is that Justice was the person they kind of like all spawned from that we have notes of. And that she and a certain someone who goes by Grandpa Motto were in cahoots with each other to make stuff happen.
Ew.
They may or may not have had a relationship, but we're not gonna go into that.
Ew.
Soken was normal looking once. It's fine. And when I say normal looking, I mean he looked like Shinji. Gross. Anyway.
That's not any better.
Anyway, we should probably go back to right now, getting off topic.
Yes. What? Getting off topic? Us? No, never.
Never, never. What did you say?
Saber and Tosaka are once again in sync. A whole new kind of intensity comes over them.
Well, I'm not going to get into that with you. I don't have time to deal with the two of you right now.
Ilya turns from them to face me. Ilya?
I would like to thank you, Master Saber, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being so concerned about me, even though I was your enemy.
Huh? I stare at Ilya in disbelief. So sudden is this that Saber goes quiet. Tosaka just keeps drinking her milk, giving Ilya the stink eye. And then... Ilya smiles that familiar smile of hers.
Just kidding! Yep, you sure are my brother.
What? No, she launches herself right at me and hugs me around the neck! Mark!
What's going on?
Tosaka spits out her milk. What the? I can almost hear the vein popping in Saber's forehead.
Unhand him, you insolent fool!
Saber rushes toward me. Ilya twists around, swinging to my back.
Who's being uncivil here? A third like you have no right to command me. I have neither obligation nor intent to obey you. If you will speak so brazenly, then you will remove yourself from Shirou's presence this instant.
That doesn't sound right. I have neither obligate. What? But it was Ilya who was saying that you didn't have to tell her. I'm sorry.
I think I get what she's saying.
I get what's going on, but it sounds weird.
It's like you're saying, like Ilya's saying, it's like a servant has no right to talk like that to a master, and she's saying it's like I have no obligation to obey you specifically.
Mm-hmm. I know. I just think it's the way that was ordered. I think it sounds just weird. That's all.
I'm not listening to you. Hey, Shirou, let's do the same thing we did last night. You gave me a piggyback ride, right?
It spins around me. Saber hurries after her, trying to catch her. Consequences. This is bad. What specifically bad is bad? Well, it's just bad. You can't stop glaring at each other. It must be because Tosaka's just watching from afar, but... She just wipes the milk off her mouth as if nothing's happening and says...
Look, I don't care what you do, but if you keep that up, you're gonna kill him.
The two peer curiously at me. It's pretty clear. My neck's getting wrenched around. I now face the greatest danger of my life.
Girls. I always knew it'd be girls.
My old man was right. Okay, let's review the current situation. The hamburger steak I've been working so hard on is packed away in the freezer. First, there's Tosaka. She's been relatively quiet.
No, I wanted to eat!
She seems to be keeping a straight face and it looks like she's just going to watch things play out, but who can say what she might be thinking to herself?
What is it, Shirou?
Ilya's sitting next to me, and for some reason she looks like she's in a good mood. She's looking curiously around the living room, but it doesn't look like Saber or Tosaka are much concern to her.
God, the tone... Now looking back at this, God, the tone is so different.
It is, isn't it?
From the other two routes. Jesus Christ.
But I wonder if this is why Nasu wants to rewrite the Fate route. Not because of, like, the actual, like, plotting, but just to make it more tonally consistent.
Yeah.
Whatever either of them might say is likely going to go in one ear and out the other. And then there's the one I'm most concerned about.
I wanted to eat hamburger steak, but now this is happening.
Saber. She's glaring anxiously at both me and Ilya. Also, wrong spelling of Ilya there. She's not usually so fidgety and restless. It feels like I'm resting on a bed of nails. So I can't leave things like this. I don't know what's going to come of this, but I have to do something about the situation. Let's settle this. If we keep this up, it'll drag out until lunch.
You're right. We've already come up with a conclusion, so we should just get rid of the problem as soon as possible. Isn't that right, Saber?
That is correct, friend, and I are in agreement, so we just need to convince Shirou.
Saber is really digging her heels in.
Huh? Hey, Shirou, what do Rin and Saber want to talk about?
They want to talk about what we should do with you. You lost your servants, so we want to know what you plan to do from now on.
There's only two obvious options. Either take her to the church for shelter, or send her back to her castle in the forest. Her staying here is out of the question. Do you feel the same way, Shirou?
Ilya looks at me, her face emotionless.
Well, we only know we have one thing. Even though I have the brain of a dummy, I don't trust the church, so...
Yes. Haritsugu also always told me to protect girls, and I don't like seeing kids suffer. Well, I think Ilya should stay here. The Holy Grail War isn't over. I want to shelter Ilya until the last of the Masters are taken care of.
Yeah, but Shirou said so. I'll stay here.
Hey, Ilya, you're choking me! I can't breathe! I intend to pry off Ilya from me, but before I get the chance, Saber steps over and does it for me.
Ew, you've been getting my way this whole time. Do you have some sort of problem with me?
Of course I do. I'll never forget what you did to Shirou. And you, Shirou, you still not understand that nothing good will come of sheltering Iliasphere.
What about it? Ilya doesn't have a servant anymore, so she's not dangerous. She's no longer a master. Besides, how would you feel if she got attacked and we abandoned her? Ilya's life would be in danger, and the other masters might gain power from her.
Yes, that might be true, but...
Saber hesitates. No matter what she says, Saber understands that another master might attack Ilya if we leave her alone.
Red, what are you doing? Then it's my turn to argue.
I imagine she's just she's doing the Kermit sips tea thing.
I'm sorry to jump in after you've convinced Saber, but I don't agree. Look, Shirou, she's still a master. She may have lost her servant, but I also told you that as long as she has command spells, she's still a master.
She says that. Tosaka just butts in while she sips her tea.
Look, I have bets on you now, Shirou, and I'm living vicariously through you like a dance mom. So...
What is that supposed to mean, Tosaka?
I'm saying that as long as she has her command spells, she can form a contract with as many servants as she wants. There are stray servants who don't have masters, and as long as the master has the capacity to take on stray servants, they can form contracts with as many as they want.
What the heck? So if there's a capable master around, they can form a contract with as many servants as they want? I literally just said that exact same thing!
Not exactly as many as they want. The Holy Grail can only call upon 7 heroic spirits, so 7 would be the maximum. Though no matter how capable mages, they couldn't have enough magical energy to power multiple servants. Even if they did, they would have to divide their own magical energy in half to supply the 2 servants. That would weaken the servant, which will make forming multiple contracts difficult and pointless.
I see. I feel like we went over this all the way back at the beginning of the game. So if I formed a contract with Saber and Berserker, they would have to split my magical energy between them to maintain their existence, which would drastically weaken both of them. That means it would make more sense to keep one servant than supply them with magical energy. Now that you mention it, didn't you say servants could change masters? Is this what you meant?
Oh, look at you catching on for a change. And you're right, Shirou, that's how servants changing masters goes. A servant who's lost their master has some time before disappearing, so if at that time they can find a master who's seeking a servant and form a contract, they'll be fine.
Yeah, so that's why you can't let your guard down with Rin, Shirou. She's still a master too. She might kill you and seize Saber, or she might form a new contract with another surviving servant.
Yep, and I can say the exact same about you, Ilya.
That's never gonna happen. I don't intend to teaming up with another servant. My servant is and will always be Berserker.
I don't know what kind of relationship Berserker and Ilya had, but I do know that that servant was special to her. And as a surprise, but at the same time, it makes me happy. I'm happy to know that despite the fact as a master Ilya was relentless, she still cherished her partner.
Oh, but if Shirou loses, I'll take Saber. I won't let anyone other than Shirou win. But if Shirou loses, I'll win on his behalf.
Ilya says that proudly, just as she was starting to impress Saber and Tosaka.
That is ridiculous. I am Shirou's servant, and I have no intention of becoming your servant.
Huh? Well, I don't care anyway. I want Shirou to win. Whether I win or Saber protects Shirou, that's all up to the same to me.
Huh? What a weird thing to say. Actually, if she wants me to win, why would she think like that anyway? And then, Tosaka must have found it strange too. She starts to think.
I certainly mind. I will not approve no matter what form. Rin, warn Shirou yourself. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Tell what, Saber? How we against sheltering Ilia's field here. Oh, that? Well, I guess sheltering her wouldn't be that terrible idea. Oh?
Saber freezes. I had advocated for this, and even I'm surprised. I don't blame the opposing Saber for being frozen in shock.
Rin, have you lost your mind?
Do you have a fever?
No, if I think about this rationally, I see the risks are all the same. It doesn't matter whether we leave Ilia alone, give her shelter here, or send her off the church. It may even work out into our favor if the masters come here looking for Ilia. With Saber as she is now, it'd be hard for even multiple servants to defeat if they attack together. That'd be the fastest way to end this Holy Grail war. And that's what you want too, isn't it, Saber? But if you think that you'd lose to other servants, that's another story.
Oh, she's calling out her pride.
Of course not. You understand my condition perfectly. So long as Shirou is my master, I cannot be defeated. Right, then us shelling Ilia isn't a problem. There's something else. Shirou's decision might have actually been a really smart move.
What? I'm not used to hearing this from Tosaka. Tosaka goes quiet. She must have convinced Saber, who reluctantly takes a step back from Ilia. We finish breakfast, then move to the dojo.
I mean, I'm assuming Rin's thinking of it is like, if there's someone who's actually determined to keep not Shirou alive, but wants Shirou to win, Ilia at least isn't gonna, like, not protect Shirou at some point. So she's probably thinking.
I mean, it follows that, like, at this point, like, Shirou had the strongest servant, and he did just fucking project fucking Caliburn. So putting their bets on him is not a bad idea.
Hi, Blossom. How are you?
As for Ilia...
Hey, are you gonna do some sword training?
She follows me to the dojo like we're joined at the hip.
I was looking forward to hanging out with you today, Shirou. But Saber's in the way. It's boring here and I'm cold.
Well, I'm not surprised Ilia thinks this is boring.
Oh no, midterms. I believe in you, Blossom. You got this.
Oh, good luck. Watching someone train isn't what I'd call exciting. Although I personally find watching trains exciting. Wait, that's something else.
Let's go back to the living room. If you want to get stronger, I'll help you.
Ilia takes one of my hands in both of hers and tries to tug me away from the dojo. But at least in this, I can't indulge Ilia. No, I can't, Ilia. I train every day, so I can't miss today. I'm not a proper mage, so I need to work hard to be ready to fight. Besides, if I train, I can protect you too, Ilia. I decided to shelter you here, so I should train to help me do just that.
Yeah, okay, you may be right. But I really don't need you protecting me. You're my brother, so I just need you to be with me.
It seems like I failed to convince her.
I like how Ilia has just said, "You're my brother," and she's still not revealing the fact that she's Kiritu's daughter.
Yeah, it's like at this point you might as well.
Ilia, why don't you just tell him? Like, you barely even tell him in Heaven's Feel. Like what's the...
Although, if she does do that, it does mean that she'll have to give up the fact that she is 19. And maybe she doesn't want to do that yet.
Probably.
Ilia tugs more aggressively at my hand. Saber watches silently all the while. Her eyes burn into the pair of us. She must still not approve of Ilya being here and is more than a little cold toward her. And then our eyes meet.
What do you mean, good timing, Shirou?
Good timing. I'll ask for Saber's opinion. I said I can't. Tell her, Saber. Tell her I train with you every day.
There's nothing for me to say. You are the one who brought Eliasfield here. Persuading her is your duty, not mine.
Oh, do not. Not be that servant right now. I don't know why, but I guess she's really ticked now.
Oh, your place well, Saber. Don't need to trade. The ones left are all weak, so you don't need to bother with this. Come on, Shirou, let Saber take care of the other masters, and we can just go play outside.
Ilya is missing some important information. Oh, hey, slow down! I lose my balance and feel myself being tugged toward the dojo's exit. Hey, no! Let go, Ilya! I'm not going to indulge you this time. I'm not skipping my sword training. I'm going to stick to it. Sure, you might think it's boring, but I enjoy it. If you're going to complain, then go wait in the living room. I shake her off violently.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't expect me to fling her away like that. Ilya backs off, surprised, then looks at me nervously. I should have been nicer about it. Sorry, Ilya, I was too rough with you, but I'm not going to give up on my sword training. I'm sorry to leave you alone, but please, just stay in the living room. Ilya sulks away toward the entrance, but stops by the wall.
Fine. I'll watch here. You won't mind that, right?
Ilya suddenly roars in defiance. She glares our way, pitching a small tantrum. I don't mind, but it's cold in the dojo and there's tea and snacks in the living room for you.
Made up my mind. She was fine. I'm not gonna leave Shirou and Saber alone here. Who knows what you guys could be getting up to? You could be like, I don't know, doing tonsil hockey or something.
Oh no, we did that in your forest. Ilya huffs and turns her nose up. Oh well. You're more than welcome to go back to the living room if you do get bored. At least things have settled down. I take the two shinai leaning against the wall and turn to face Saber. Okay, let's begin. It's been 3 days, so I might be a little rusty. Hey, are you feeling okay, Saber? Look a little dazed. Do you have a fever?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that.
Saber turns away from Ilya, furiously shaking her head. So are you all right? Let's begin. Here's your shinai.
Please simply throw it to me. You mustn't approach me so haphazardly. We're only here to train.
That's what I've been saying. What else would we be doing, Saber? A little confused, I toss the shinai to her.
I'm just a little off-put by the tonsil hockey comment. Anyway, this is where we're gonna end for the night, since it is 9:02.
We did it!
We did it! We got through.
We beat Berserker!
We beat Berserker!
We beat Berserker, and we adopted a little white girl.
We did adopt a little white girl, didn't we?
You watch enough anime, eventually it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta, sometimes you just adopt lollies. That's just how it works.
Actually, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't adopt lollies, guys. That lolly might be an ancient vampire in disguise. And we all know how that goes.
It's more likely than you think.
Yeah. And we all know how that goes. Anyway.
Did we?
I don't know. I just feel like that's happened a bunch of time in anime and it never ended well. Anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you had a fantastic time. I know I did. And we'll be back tomorrow with Final Fantasy 9, where we do fantasy stuff, and we're in an ice cave over there. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.